everyone, welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland. My name's Fiona, and in today's crafting chat I'm going to be experimenting with UV resin and UV nail polish. I thought it would be interesting to see how they work together and to see how the UV nail polish works on its own as like a resin type thing. So I thought I would give that a go today. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to use this tiny little dinky mould. Now, this is in my Temu haul, which went up yesterday for you, so I will link that for you. And it is a tiny mould with letters and numbers on it. And I got this so that I can personalise small pieces with the tiny little letters, and because it's so small I thought it would be interesting to see if I can use UV nail polish rather than UV resin. So I'm going to give that a go first. Let me show you what I have got. So I've got this little mould, I have got a few colours of the UV gel nail polish. So I've got green, I've got red, these came from Temu, I've got black, I can't remember if that was Temu or not, it might have been, probably. I have also got a white, but I'm not sure it's gel effect, so I can't remember if that is actually UV or not. And also I've got this gold, which is a stamping nail polish, but I don't know if that's UV or not. So I'm going to actually try mixing these in with resin to see whether it works or not. I have also got this mould, which was in a recent Temu haul as well. So I thought we would try and do some things with this because it's a nice clear mould, which is perfect for UV resin. And of course I have got my UV lamp and UV resin. That's the Let's Resin UV resin. So let's get on with it. The first thing that I'm going to do is I am going to work on this tiny little mould. So I'm going to use the green for this, and we will hope that it works. Let me see if I've got something white to put under it so that you can maybe see it better. I'll just use this little diamond painting drill tray. Right, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take the UV gel nail polish and I'm going to go over the letters. I'm going to make sure that I push the polish right in to the spaces of the letters. I'm not worrying about going over the rest of the mould. I'll show you why in a second. Right, hopefully I've got plenty on there. I have tried to make sure that it's in all the little nooks and crannies. And the reason that I'm not worried about the excess is I'm just going to take a dry bit of paper towel and I'm going to gently rub across the top. So that takes the excess off the top of the mould, but it leaves the polish in the actual little grooves. I've got hairs everywhere as always. Right, so that should be ready to go under our UV lamp now. I'm going to turn the lamp round and I'm going to give it probably about 3 lots of 90 seconds just to make sure it's definitely cured. So while that is happening, I am going to take this mould and I'm going to use, I think I'll use the black one because I know that is an LED one. So I think I'll use the black one in these two cats to see. Now, it would take an awful lot of nail polish to fill the whole thing up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a layer on, cure it, and then I'm going to add some UV resin and cure it and see whether they stick to each other. Because I thought if you've got something that you're just doing a tiny little area, like those letters, but you've got other bits that you want more resin, it would be good to see if the two do work together. And you'll notice I'm not wearing gloves just now because it's nail polish. It's not toxic to your hands. If you want to wear gloves, you certainly can, there's no issue. Right, I'm just going to make sure that my mould is clean. I'm going to take some masking tape. I've not used this mould before, so it's going to be fun. And I'm just going to take my masking tape and go in, make sure there's no little hairs or bits of glitter, or you know what these moulds are like, they attract everything, don't they? Let's try this. I might try to leave a tiny little gap between the two cats so that it's just the clear UV resin that you see there, just so that you can distinguish between the two of them. But it's me we're talking about, and I'm not very steady, so it might not happen. And I'll do it quite thick. If you didn't want to add any other UV resin, you could probably do it in a few layers. But I think it would take a lot of nail polish if you were going to do that. You would be as well just making up your own coloured UV resin, which you can do. I just thought it would be an interesting experiment to see if this works or not. Now I'm going to put the nail polish right up the side of the mould so that if you look at it from the side, you're not seeing the clear resin. Right, I'll speed this up for you. Now that's had 3 lots of 90 seconds. I'm now going to turn it over and cure it from that side. But I'm also going to cure this one cat at the moment, just for maybe 2 lots of 90 seconds, and then I'll come back to you. I decided just to give it the 1 lot of 90 just now. It's just to stop it moving about. I don't know if you can see, the mould is repelling it slightly. That can happen quite a lot. I'm going to go over the bits that were repelled, and the bit there has sort of shrunk. UV resin does shrink sometimes, so don't worry about that. So I'm going to go over those bits again, and then I will do the other cat. Right, now before I put it under this time, I'm going to clean the top of the mould. I should really have done it at that side because I don't really want the excess. I mean, it'll peel away, but I don't want it to peel any of the inside polish away. I'm going to pop this under to cure. Again, I'll give it 90 seconds and then touch up some bits. But in the meantime, let's have a look at this. Now I'm going to use tweezers to try to take them out. I'm just going to bend the mould slightly. And let's see. Aha!
We got time on our side. We're in a state of home. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive.
And there we have it. Now it was fiddly and they are delicate, so you need to take your time. Obviously I did speed it up for you there, but you get perfect little letters. How cool is that? You even get the little heart. There are numbers on there as well, but I didn't bother about them. So you can basically just use any colour you want, make them and then store them in little tubs, and then you've got your letters whatever colour you want whenever you want them. How cool is that? I really like that. So I'm going to pop that to the side just now, and let's have a look at our cats. Not overly neat looking, but I'm hoping that once the UV resin's on, it'll be okay. Where is it? Just going to touch up little bits that have shrunk away. You can always touch it up at the end as well. Because it's nail polish, you can just paint over any bits that are needing touched up, I would think. Now, I do want to say, I'm doing this as an experiment for myself. I would imagine it's already been done by lots of people. I am not claiming in any way, shape or form that this is my technique or anything like that. I just wanted to experiment, and I thought I would do it with you. So yeah, if other people have done it, which I'm sure they have, they might know that it doesn't work. There's maybe a reason I haven't actually seen it out there on YouTube, but we will find out, won't we? Right, I'm going to give this one more lot of 90 seconds and then I'll come back to you. In fact, while that's curing, I'm going to try mixing up some other colours. So I've got my little, get the hairs out, my little mixie tub here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop that there so that none of the UV rays are coming through. I'm going to pop some UV resin in here. So this is just clear UV resin. Then I'm going to add some gold to it because I don't know if this is UV or not. In fact, do you know what I'm going to do to find out? I'll do a quick experiment to find out if it is UV. I'm going to cover that I've poured just in case any of the sunlight, not that we've got much here in Scotland at the moment, comes in. What I'm going to do, just out of curiosity, I'm going to just put some of the nail polish on this little moon and then try curing it, and then we will find out if it is UV or not. Yes, this is another Timu mould. I think this was last week's haul. I'll put a relatively thick coating on so that it will come off properly if it is UV. Right, let's take our cats and I'll cure that moon. Right, let's take our UV resin again, and I'm just going to fill up this mould with clear UV resin. Take a little pokey tool. Now obviously I don't want to scrape any of the black that I've already put on there, but I want to make sure that my clear UV resin is in all the places that I need it to be, including this little loop. UV resin is self-levelling, the same as epoxy, but we would be here all day, so I'll just give it a little help. Ah, look what's happened. I've just taken a bit of the black off. I don't know if that's off the actual tail. I think that was maybe a second layer because I'm not seeing any of the mould. So yep, need to be careful with that. Pop my moon back on for another 90 seconds. It's hard to see now where the resin is or isn't because of the black. Normally I would give it a good sort of scrape to make sure it's in all the corners and there's no bubbles, but I don't want to do that where the black is, because although we cured it, it won't be 100% cured. Now this is just an experiment, so I'm not fussed if it's not full, just as long as it's all covered. And if I do have any bubbles and things, that's fine. Really, it's just to find out whether this technique works or not. Lift it up and see. I might need a bit more in the bigger head. And I've just realised I'm still not wearing gloves. My skin doesn't react to the UV resin, so I'm not overly worried about that, but you should protect yourself and wear gloves. I would never not wear gloves with epoxy. Right, there's a few little bubbles in there. Long neck lighter. Come on, pop. There we go. Right, so I'm going to take the moon out now. Pop the cats in. And let's see. No. Right, I'm pretty sure this is not UV because it's not cured, and that was 2 lots in 90 seconds. So now we know that isn't UV, which is good to know because it'll mean the next part of the experiment will be to find out if it does mix with UV resin and cure. So I'm going to take this, but I don't want to dip my brush into the UV resin, so I'm just going to take a cocktail stick and take a little bit off there. And I don't want to stir it with a cocktail stick and end up damaging my mould, so I'll use this. So it seems to mix okay. As you can probably see, it's a lot lighter than it was before I added it to the UV resin, but it's got a nice shimmer to it. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm going to cover that up just now. I should have thought actually to do the same experiment with the white. So what I'll do is oh, this is solid. Right, so I just attempted to use some nail polish remover on the brush and it's a state, but then when I looked at it, you probably won't see it. The bottle's empty. There's hardly any in there anyway, so that'll be going in the bin. Wait, I'm going to get a different colour and see, because I've got quite a few nail polishes. Right, I'll try it with the silver now. I know that this won't be UV because it's, oh, that was close. I forgot I hadn't put the lid on the gold. It's the same make as this, so it won't be a UV nail polish, but I will try mixing it. That has been cured on this side. I'm now going to turn it over and give it a couple of 90 seconds. Right, let's try demoulding this, unmoulding it and see what happens. It's still a little bit sticky. Are we ready? Ah, that's looking not bad. The two of them have joined together nicely. The two different, the nail polish and the actual resin. And I quite like the very slight gap there. It's actually a little bit like a love heart. So I'm going to keep it this way and cure it on this side. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one and put some black in there. I'm going to do the gold that I've made up as the heart, and I'm going to make up some silver for the cats. So I think I'll make up silver just now, just in the same way. I'm needing more UV resin, but I've not got any pennies. I'll store that upside down just now. Right, so I'm going to do this the same way, but actually rather than using the cocktail stick, I'd be as well just using this. So I'll clean it, I'll take the gold off. Maybe not a good idea to use the silicone end actually with nail polish. Oh, it's coming off. Just a baby wipe that I'm using here. Give it a quick clean. So again, I'll just take it from here Actually, that's probably not enough. We'll see. This is just a little silicone cupcake case. I use these over and over again when I'm mixing resin because they're so easy just to clean, the UV ones especially. Right, I think I need some more in there. Oopsie. Let me try using this side and actually yeah, did that work? Yes, it did. Now yes, you can use your mica powders to mix your resin. Like I said, it's just an experiment. It just occurred to me, I thought, I wonder what would happen if we mixed them together. Because quite often nail polish is a good thing to use to, I would think, to colour your moulds before adding resin and things. And if we know that they mix together, then it might be an option. Put the lid back on so I don't spill it. Yeah, that'll do. Will I do the cats first? Yeah, let's do the cats first. Make sure my mould is clean. Get the hairs away. Well, this is going to be plenty. I didn't think I would have enough, but I think it's going to be plenty. And I don't mind these two joining together because it will be quite obvious what they are. Obviously, if I leave this too long without curing it, it will start going up the love heart. But I can fix that right before I'm ready to cure it. Would maybe have made sense to do the heads first. I'm going to quickly cure that before it starts moving. While that's curing, let's have a closer look at our cats. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Now, it's not as smooth as it could be because I was doing it quickly for the video, but you could easily go over it again with the nail polish. The sides actually aren't too bad at all. I like that. And I was going to say you can add eyes, but to me they're facing the other way, so you wouldn't need to. You could add any details that you wanted. You could put a couple of little love hearts on them or anything like that, but I think that's lovely just like that. What do we think? It is still a little bit sticky, so I will cure it again, and then I might put another layer. In fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put another layer of black on the top just to sort of smooth it out a bit. I'm going to take this mould out. That's had 290 seconds, and I'll pop that back in there. So that is it at the moment. Again, I should have cleaned the top, but that's fine. I am now going to take my gold. Now I've had that covered, so it should still be, yeah, it's still fine. I may need more of this actually, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, I think I definitely will. Make sure that it's in all of the little bits, especially the little nubbin. I don't know what that bit's called, but I call it a nubbin. Now if it goes over the back of the cats a little bit, that's okay. That looks fine. Just going to wipe that bit. There we go. I'll pop this under with the cats and I'll be back. Right, let's have a look. I have turned it over and cured it from the back as well. Let me just take that little bit off. So let's see if this has worked. Again, it should be fine. It could be doing with some more UV resin just to fill it up, but for the purposes of the experiment, let's have a look. Oh, how pretty! That has turned out really pretty. And yes, it works. So I've got a tiny little hole there, but again, I was just doing it quickly and a bit of overpour there, but that's easy enough to fix. Just pop that out. Yeah, wee bits of overpour, but that's dead easy to trim up. And there we go. How gorgeous is that? Now you could leave it like that, or you could fill that with some blue for like a night sky with some stars and things if you wanted. But I think it's lovely just left like that. That is gorgeous. I love that. And the answer is yes, you can mix normal nail polish with UV resin. That has worked fine. It's a wee bit sticky still. It could be doing with another little cure, and again just these wee bits of overpour that can be fixed. And that little tiny bubble there, you could just dome it and that will get rid of the bubble and give it a nice finish. How gorgeous! And let's have a look at our little cats. There we go. That top coat is still sticky. I would probably dome that again with UV resin because I've just got a big thumbprint in there, if you can see it. But that works as well. And of course, we have got our, remember that was just UV nail polish. There was no actual resin in that for our little letters. So I hope this has been helpful for you. You maybe already knew that it would work. I thought it would, but I just wanted to check. And yeah, I'm really happy with the results. If this has been useful for you and you think that it would be helpful to someone else, please feel free to share it. Please also hit the thumbs up button just below this video so that YouTube knows that you've enjoyed it. If you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe, as well as crafty videos. I do daily vlogs and Temu hauls. And yeah, talk to me in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Have you got any other hints and tips that I could use to improve this technique? Again, I just did it quite quickly, but even doing it quickly, I think it's turned out lovely. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in our next one. Thanks everyone. Bye.